Hello, everyone. My name is Marco from Marco and Son in Heating, and I would like to talk to you about. Well, everybody knows what's going on in the work about this coronavirus situation, and there's a lot of people that are afraid that especially us as a technicians walk into the customer house and spread the disease in inside the customer because we are going in different places, we drive everywhere. But I just want to make sure all my guys are following the protocol for the coronavirus. So pretty much what we're doing is we are limiting the time on the technicians on the field. Right now, we're just getting 2, 3 calls per technician. That way we're gonna limit the exposure to the people outside. And basically, once we go inside of the customer house, we wear masks, we wear gloves, and of course the shoe covers. And also, we ask our customers to, access the house through the back door. In some situations, they do have access through the basement, so we can just go straight to the furnace and go outside. So that way, we're not gonna walk through the house. And also, we ask them our customers to handle the thermostat for us. In the past, we adjust the thermostat and we check the operation of it, but in this situation, we ask our customers to do that for us, so that way we don't touch anything inside of the house. Now, in some situations, in some houses, we don't have a choice. They don't have access through their basement, so we need to go into the house, through the house, all the way to the furnace. Sometimes it's in the basement, sometimes in the first floor. And sometimes we have to go up in the attics because they got 2 systems in the house. In those situations, there's nothing that we can do. We have to do it that way. But we're trying to maintain the 6 feet social distancing. Basically, those are the protocols that we're doing. And also, after each call, we are disinfecting the tools, so that way each time that we use them, they get disinfected and getting ready for the next customer. And like I said, we're only doing 3 calls per technician a day. So I know it's a hard times for everybody, and at least I'm trying to maintain my guys, on the paychecks every week. I know I heard some other companies that they're not actually keeping the technicians on payroll, which is sad because they have families and bills and things of that nature. I'm trying my best to keep everybody busy as much as possible, and I know it's really hard. And a lot of customers that we have, they don't want us to walk into the house around this time because of the coronavirus. And because of that reason, I need to start doing a little more to my contract customers and everybody that watch this video. I have some tips that I would like to share with you guys. And following these steps, basically you can maintain your system in the best condition possible. Also, is gonna help to reduce the service calls on some of the problems that AC will have during the season. Now, the I would say the 90%, I can say 90% of the service calls in summertime are related of dirty filters. And when that happens, coil freezes, water leaks everywhere, and that can create a lot of damages. And it's just because of dirty filter. And it's a pretty simple thing to do. I know it's really annoying. Check the filter every month and replacing every month. Every single house is different. So basically, I have 4 tips that you can do before you call any company, not just us, any company that you will think that, oh, my AC is not working, let's call somebody for service. And I'm seeing a lot of companies charging you from like $50 to $200 service call. I mean, the prices are all over the place. Everybody that calls me for a problem with AC, I always ask this simple question: when was the last time that you changed the filter? Now, some people they will say, do I have a filter in my unit? Well, that's my answer. So that means they haven't even replaced the filter in who knows how long. And I would say from 2 service calls that we have, oh, no, let me refresh that. If we have 5 service calls a day for no AC, 2 of those are related to our filters. And for me, it's easy to just dispatch the technician, go to the house, charge the service call, and pull the filter and walk away. That's basically not what I'm promoting, in the company. So we trying to help our customers, of course, and in the meantime, as a company, we need to make money as well. And we need to pay insurance over the guys. We need to, pay the insurance for the trucks, maintenance, and all that, all the stuff with the office supplies and all those things. And well, everybody that calls me for, a no AC call, I always ask them, do you change your filter? And they say, no, I have not changed the filter. I tell them, please check the filter. If they tell me, no, the system is all frozen up and the filter haven't been changed in 5-6 months, I always tell them, okay, turn it off the system, pull the filter, let it dry, and then put the filter back on. If still you don't have AC, and then give us a call. So basically that way I give the customer the option to try that simple solution as the filter replacement. In 50% of chances are that the filter was the only issue and they don't have to make the service call. So I'm here to try to help you, not get the money from you in the easy way, which is just go to your house and put the filter for you, which you can do that yourself. So my first tip is check the filter. That's the main thing that you need to do first. And always I tell every single one of my customers, check the filter at least once a month. I know some filters, they say they are ready up to 3 months, but it doesn't mean that you need to keep the filter 3 months. Every single house, it's different. Now, if you have an old carpet, if you have dogs, cats, who knows what else, the filter is not going to last a month. I mean, probably, not even 2 weeks. It depends if your DAC system is really dirty. I mean, it definitely is not going to go 3 months. And that's the reason why I always tell, check the filter once a month. I mean, it doesn't take that long. Just pull the filter, see if that's a little bit of dirty, and then just replace it. $6-7 in Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart, everyone sells filters now. Just get the right filter, right size, and then just replace it. If you can buy a box for 5 or 6 filters, you have the entire year supply there. And once a month, check it. Now, if you have a house that is hardwood floor everywhere, first, second floor, well, the filter is going to last longer. It's definitely going to go 2-3 months, but definitely don't let it go more than 3 months. That's what is rated, up to 3 months. So even though the filter doesn't look even dirty after the 3rd month, change it. It's worth it. Change it. Now, that's the first tip. Check your filter. Now, the second thing is most of the problems also are related to the thermostat. Some of the thermostats are powered by batteries. So if the battery is weak in your thermostat, it doesn't have enough juice in the batteries to send the signal to the AC or the blower to run, etc. So also check the batteries in your thermostat. If you don't see clear the numbers on the screen, chances are that the batteries are weak. AA, triple A's, it's a common size batteries that you can get, whatever, 7-Eleven, CVS, whatever. Everyone sells those batteries. So just get a couple of those and replace them, and that fixes the problem with not the AC coming on. Now, the second thing is make sure all the air vents are closed. A lot of people, they like to close the vents in the basement. because basements are always freezing, and you don't want to waste the cold air blowing in the basement because always is nice and fresh down there. But closing the vents on the first floor push a little more air to the upper floor, which is true, but it doesn't really help. Because remember, if you have a townhouse, especially in a townhouse, we see this a lot. Even though that you close some of the vents on the first floor, basement, first level, just to try to push more air upstairs, it doesn't really work that way. Because remember, let's say you have the unit right here, and you have a bunch of branches coming out of the main trunk to different parts of the house. Now, remember, the air has got to go all the way to each of those branches. So if you have the vent closed, the air is still going to go all the way there, hit that vent, and then since you have that vent closed, but you still have the air going all this way to that vent, to the other vent, and to the other vent. And then the rest of the air is supposed to go to the ones that are open. That doesn't really help much. What is happening is actually putting too much stress on the unit, because having those vents closed, is not going to push more air to the other ones. The problem you have there is a duct distribution, and there's nothing that we can do about that besides destroying half of your house to, the size your duct system, which is something that we don't really recommend doing it. So that's my third tip. Make sure all the vents are open, and basically that will definitely help. And the last and the fourth tip I have, and I always tell this to everyone that we do the inspection. When you have a single family house, one system, 2-3 floor house, basically the upstairs is always going to be warmer than the first floor or the basement floor. So even though that you keep the thermostat at, say, 70 degrees, because you want to maintain upstairs like 75, 76, and sometimes you lower the temperature all the way to 68. I'm seeing temperatures like all the way to 65, just to maintain 74, 75 upstairs. And that's a big impact on your electric bill. Just imagine that unit running all day long, 24/7, basically just to maintain 75, 76 upstairs. I had a problem before in my house, and I have a couple tricks that helped me over the years. One of those things was definitely setting the fan in the on position. On your thermostat you have the option, the auto or on. So if you set the thermostat, the fan in the on position, that means once the AC cycles off, meaning reach the target temperature, 70, 72, whatever temperature do you adjust in the thermostat, once it reaches that temperature, the fan will keep running all the time. And while you have that fan running all the time, basically, remember, upstairs always is warmer than the main floor or the basement. Keeping the fan running, basically it'll keep the air circulation all across the 3 floors in your house and average the temperature all across your house. Now, if you have 75 in the 76 upstairs, and then the main floor is about 72, and then like 66, 68 on the basement, you can average all those 3 temperatures circulating the fan in the on position. And that's what I always tell everyone, to keep the fan in the on position. That will definitely help to maintain the temperatures. Now, there's another couple tricks that I will discuss about in another video about how to make the upstairs a little better, especially when you have a single system in the house. And that's pretty much what we want to discuss for today. 4 tips. Remember, check the filter every month. I don't say change the filter, I say check the filter every month. The second thing was check the batteries in your thermostat. Make sure those are fine. Make sure you see the numbers on the screen nice and clear. And the third one is make sure all the vents are open. That way it'll circulate the air everywhere in the house. And the most important one is keeping the fan in the position. Now, some people think about oh, keeping the fan in the position, I will waste more electricity just to keep the fan running. That's not true. Now the fan basically, I mean the blower motor only, just to give an example, it'll consume less than a light bulb, keep it on, on 24/7. A light bulb, we talk about 60 watts. Now the blower, just to give you an example, it's gonna be not even 10 watts. I mean, less than that in some of the high efficiency systems. So just, maintain the thing in that position. You won't see any, increment in your electric bills just because have the thing in the on position. I keep the thing in my house 24/7. I haven't turned it off that thing for the last, I would say, 7 years. And I have that thing running all the time. And my system is quite old. And I probably remember replacing that motor probably 2 times on that unit. But since I have the fan running all the time, that motor is not even overamping or overheating. It's nice and cold. It keeps running all the time. And basically, when every motor, not just the blower, compressors, fan, blowers, every time that it kicks off or back on, that's when we get, a lot of stress on the motor because it's got to start pulling the air and do the RPMs and start pushing the air. When it goes off and then comes back on, it's got to start all over again. But once you have the thing running already, so in the same amount of amps all the time, basically the motor doesn't have to stop and, start blowing the air, stop and blowing, stop. If you keep the thing running all the time, basically you're prolonging the life of the motor. That's what I'm seeing in my house, in my situation. Like I said, 7 years, I had that motor 24/7. I haven't not turned that thing off at all. Now, the only bad thing about it, it's in winter, because if the thing is running when the heat is not, you're gonna feel cold air blowing out of the vents because the heat is not blowing hot air, so it's just the air circulation inside the house, which is 72, 73 degrees, but it's still gonna feel a little cold, when the heat is not on. But in summertime, that's nice because if the AC is not running, you feel the cold breeze blowing, all the time, every time that you walk by any of the vents. Now in winter, not much. I didn't like it at the beginning, but I got used to. Now I don't turn that thing off at all. Winter, summer, spring, fall, I have the fan running all the time. So I hope this will help you to maintain the systems in the best condition possible, and check those things before you call a contractor to check your system. Make sure the filter's clean, make sure the batteries are in good shape, make sure all the vents are open, and I'm pretty sure you can save a few $100 on service costs and repairs just checking the filters. I'm seeing that in all my years of experience, that's basically the main service call, dirty filters. And I was really bad, telling you the truth, on checking my filters. And I work, I do this for a living, and I was pretty bad checking my filters too. So I ended up getting those high efficiency filters that we're supposed to replace it every 6 months up to a year. So my filter, it goes the entire year because I have a hardwood floor in both levels, so I don't need to worry about much about dust. Before I had all carpet, well, the filter didn't last not even 2 weeks. I had the 1-inch filter. Now I have the 5-inch filter, which that one basically lasts the entire year. So the way I do it, I replace a filter on my birthday because it's easy to remember. So every April, basically, actually, my birthday is coming soon, so that means I have to change the filter. So I do it every year, and that way I can keep a track on the filter. I also put a date on it. Well, I know it's April. I can I can really forget to do it because I do it basically every April. But just as a general tip, write down the day that you change the filter. If you have one of those 1-inch filters that you're supposed to change it every 1, 2, or 3 months, I always also recommend to write it down the date on it, so that way you will know how long you had the filter there. And also add a reminder in your cell phone. Everybody has a smartphone these days, so you can add a reminder, every 2 months, change the filter, or every month, check the filter. So you can do that, and and then basically you're gonna get used to check the filter every month. And let me tell you, that will save you a lot of trouble. Checking the filter is gonna be the main thing. If you're gonna maintain your system as efficient as can be, the filter, that will be the first thing to do. Okay, I hope this will help you, in the future. But I have more videos that I'm gonna start doing this, because this hard situation with the virus. A lot of people, staying at home. They not open the windows like they used to, so there's more, you know, air trapped inside the houses these days, because now people stay more in the house. And well, there's another topic to talk in a different video. And for now, I just want to say thank you for listening, and I hope these tips will help you. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact us. My number is 703-609-0956, or you can check our website, markwansong.com, and we are here to help you. Peace.